Here's a story of how an accountant has increased their average fee per client from around about £650 to just short of £5,000 in a few very short years. His name's Shaz Nawaz. He runs an incredible accounting firm, and I'm excited to share with you this 30-minute interview where he'll tell you about the 3 keys to his success, 3 things that begin with S that's helped him to build an incredible accounting firm over the last few years. So let's go and watch that video now. Okay, welcome everyone, and thank you so much for Shaz for letting me interview you. I'm really looking forward to this because you're an extraordinary accountant, and we've spoken a lot over the last couple of years, and you're doing some incredible things, including some couple of awards I'll mention later. But I think first, just to set the scene, Shaz, it would be great if you could just say a little bit about you, when you started in practice, a little bit about the size of your practice, and just a couple of things, just a couple of brief things about some of the great successes you're having.
I started my practice back in 2003, Mark, as a partnership, having previously worked in the corporate world. And I was working for the Bank of New York and JP Morgan in the city. But I felt like I wanted to make a difference to people's lives. And being a number in a large organization, I mean, at JP Morgan, we had over 100,000 employees worldwide. I didn't quite feel that I was making a difference to people's lives. So I started up my own practice in 2003. And as you do, when you start up, you're just looking for the next client. So for the first, I'd say, best part of 8 years, we were working hard on winning clients. We weren't focused on getting the right type of clients. We weren't actually focused on finding the right fitter client. So the first 8 years were pretty hard, and then back in 2011 I came to an AVN seminar which pretty much changed my life, where I was lucky enough to meet you and Steve Pipe. Size of our practice is I am the sole director, and there's 6 other team members. Since having joined AVN, our entire focus has changed. I've sold off about £100,000 worth of clients to 2 of my team members at the time, who are now running a partnership. I've also said goodbye to the best part of £50,000 worth of clients. So I think I've been quite ruthless, if I could use that word, in terms of changing the way that our practice runs, because it took me the best part of 8 years to build the practice. Then I bought out my partner, paid him quite a bit of money, and then in return I've kind of said goodbye to the clients. But since having joined AVN, life really has changed. The average fee of new clients is £4,950 per client. We're getting more referrals, we're doing more cross-selling, we're making lots of money from seminars. We're actually making a difference to people's lives, and that's what we're about. We've been able to work on our core purpose, which is to help our clients gain the freedom they were seeking before they came into business. Because I had a similar issue. When I came into business, I had a different purpose. But when I started the business, I got stuck in the day-to-day tasks. So our mission at AE Accountants is to help our clients seek the freedom they wanted before they came into business. And it's been a fantastic journey for the last 2 years, and I'm looking forward to the next 25 odd years.
Yeah, well, it's incredible what you've achieved in just such a short space of time. And I noticed that that you've cropped up in a couple of awards recently. You were the finalist in the British Accountancy Awards in 2012, and then 2013 you were the winner of the AVN Award in the Systems category. So I know that systems are certainly very much central to what you do, a core to what you do. And it was interesting, you said a few minutes ago that you're getting great results from referrals. So I'd be interested to find out a bit more about that. If you could perhaps tell me a little bit about what you're doing in the area of systems, and in particular, what sort of referral systems you're using which are getting such extraordinary results.
Well, first of all, Mark, you'll be pleased to hear that we've been shortlisted for the 2013 British Accountancy Awards.
Oh, well done.
So thank you. So fingers crossed there. Uh, I think systemization is important in every business because uh, if your business isn't systemized and isn't process dependent, as you know, then it's usually dependent on the business owner.
Yeah.
However, I won't bore you with all the detail because you know how it works anyway. Uh, in terms of referrals, we started off with our one-page plan, and on there we tracked how many referrals we received from clients. Initially, we started off by asking for referrals ad hoc, but after a while, we introduced a system where we collected feedback from our clients after every single meeting. So we ask our clients about the value they've had from the meeting. We ask them about the likelihood of them recommending us to their contacts, and then we ask them if they've got anybody that they can refer to us. And what we found is, through time, we're getting a lot more referrals from existing clients because A, we're giving them great value, and B, because of the changes we've helped them make in their business, they're more likely to refer to us. And C, because we're regularly asking them for referrals, what we're finding is people are giving us more referrals just because we're asking the question. So that seems to be working very well.
Brilliant.
The same thing works for our seminars. We're asking our clients and introducers to refer people to our seminars, and we usually have about 30 to 40% of people who've been referred to us to attend our seminars. And because they've been referred to us, they usually attend and turn up, and they always book a meeting after the seminar because they've heard so many good things about us.
Yeah.
So that's how we've implemented our referral system.
Okay, brilliant. That's fantastic. And you've touched on seminars there. One of the things I noticed that you do a lot of seminars now. It's impressive what you're doing in that area. And so tell me a bit more about the seminars. First of all, tell me the sort of seminars that you're running.
Okay. So initially we started with Steve Pipe and the PMI seminar, and we've run that 3 times in 3 years.
Wow.
So that's how successful that particular event's been for us. We've also had Paul Dunn speak for us. We had Paul Shrimpling speak on the one-page plan, and as you know, I was pretty shy in terms of standing up on stage and speaking, and thanks to the inspiration from you, Paul Dunn, and Steve Pipe, we launched our own BBF, and we rebranded it the Accelerated Profits Forum. So every other month, bi-monthly, we have our APF, where we have between 20 to 25 people attending every time.
Wow.
And twice a year, we have a major seminar where we have between 80 to 100 people attending. And the reason why we have so many people attending is because A, we have existing clients referring people to us, B, our introducers refer clients to us or prospects to us, and more so because our seminars are engaging and people get so much value from them that the word is out there on the street in Peterborough that if you want to really learn something, go and attend a seminar run by a accountants. We had a large network called Opportunity Peterborough who actually sponsored or co-sponsored the last seminar with Steve Pipe, and the Paul Dunn seminar was sponsored by Barclays Bank. So it's about being different in the marketplace. It's about giving people lots of value and sharing ideas.
Oh,
and
fantastic.
we seem to be good at that.
Yeah, you're running an unbelievable number of seminars now. I think you just said you've doing the 3 PMI. You do your business club every other month,
Yes.
and then other guest speakers. So you've done dozens of seminars now for the last few years, I'm guessing. So
Yes, we have. Yeah.
Do you present at any of those seminars, Shaz?
Yes, I do. In fact, as I've gained the courage to stand up and speak, I said to Steve Pipe, would you mind if I ran the PMI seminar with you? And although he'd never done that before, he was very kind to allow me to speak with him. So the last PMI seminar, which we ran back in June, Steve and I ran the seminar together,
Yeah,
which was
wow.
a very good experience. I mean, as you know, Steve's a fantastic speaker, so coming to speak after him is not always easy, but it was an awesome experience.
Yeah, and I heard
Yeah.
you did a fantastic job there as well. And it's interesting. I knew that was the answer, and I kind of raised that for an important reason because we've spoke several times over the last couple of years about speaking, and really for the benefit of anyone watching who's never done a seminar before, and perhaps they're thinking, well, I'm a little bit introverted, a bit shy. It's not for me. We've spoken a lot, Shaz, and I'm a very introverted person. My personality profile is low I using the DISC model. I'm a kind of a fairly typical accountant, not extroverted in the slightest. I hate crowds, hate parties. But I found that standing up on stage after 2 or 3 times, when you're passionate about what you do, when you love what you do, when you know what you're talking about, all that fear just disappears. And I know we spoke several times, and I know that a couple of years ago you were very nervous about the idea of doing the same, but now you're up there doing it. So tell me about, from your perspective, what it's like now presenting and what you've learned through that process.
I mean, it's a fantastic experience, and where I am now is, Mark, is the more I do it, the more I enjoy it, and the more I enjoy it, the more I want to do it. So I established very quickly that in order for my firm to get our core message out to people on a one-to-one basis, it would probably take me a lifetime.
Yeah,
So I had to find a quicker way, and for me, the quicker way was to stand on stage and to speak to a group of people. And although, as you know, I was very nervous about that. I was scared really, because I thought, uh, as I stand up on stage, people will be looking at me. They'll be judging me rather than looking at the content. I'm going to be shy. I'll be nervous. I'll be sweating, and I was dreading it. And I could never see myself standing on stage. And it always seems easy when you're sat there listening to the speaker, but when you are the speaker, it's very, very challenging. So one day I thought, I've done quite a few things in my life, so speaking is not really going to kill me.
no,
And I stood up and I started speaking, and after a while, I established that actually people who are there watching you speak, listening to you speak, are really cheering you on. They want you to do a fantastic job. They want you to succeed. They're not there to set you up to fail, and they don't want you to fail either. So once I actually grasped that concept in my mind, then everybody in the audience is a friend, and they want me to do well. Well, once I had that as my focus, I just got up and started speaking. And every time I'm improving, I'm getting better, and it's great people like yourself and Steve Pipe and others who actually give me advice all the time, so that I can improve the next speech. And it's been awesome because and the biggest thing for me is it's helped me gain credibility a lot quicker than most other accountants, because when you're on stage, you are the expert. So as they're
exactly.
hearing me speak, they see me as the expert, and people are more likely to come back to me and say, can we have a further meeting with you? Can you share more of the ideas that you've shared on stage in more detail? And that's what's really worked really, really well for us.
That's fantastic. Tell me a little bit more about. You mentioned earlier you run your business club now every other month. So tell me a little bit more about how that works, how long it's been running, and things like, do you charge for it, and what are some of the benefits of doing that every other month?
Okay, we've used AVN's model by using the slides from the BBFs.
Yep.
So the first one that I did was Good to Great by Jim Collins, and we had about 25 people there. Following on from that, rather than us choosing the topic, we go around the room and ask people which topic they'd like to talk about. And the topic which is most popular is the one that I have to speak about next. So if AVN have the slides, I use your slides. If you don't have the slides, then I've got to sit down and learn about the topic and come up with the slides. The advantage to that has been, when A is, it shows the business community that we're different.
Yep.
B, we can invite our existing clients and get them to invite some of their contacts. C, we can invite into introducers, and D, it's rather than it being a seminar, it's more of a forum. So I speak
Okay.
for about 45 minutes, then we have a short break, and for the remainder of the session, which is about 45 minutes too, we all share and brainstorm ideas, which people find very, very powerful, because most of the time when you go to a seminar, you hear people speaking, but the audience doesn't really get a chance to participate apart from asking questions. Whereas at the BBFs, they get a best part of 45 minutes to ask their questions, to also share some of their challenges, and to have, say, 20 to 25 people sharing their experience with them. And that's worked really, really well for us. We don't charge for the BBFs,
Right.
and the reason for that is I was building our profile, and because we initially targeted it towards our clients, we built that into the fees when we were signing up clients. However, now having seen that we get so many people introduced to us, it probably will be a strategy for the future where we'll probably charge, say, 37 or 47 pounds per ticket.
Okay.
So that's something for the future.
Yeah. And what are some of the benefits you've seen from running a regular business club?
Well, again, A, it's helped us build credibility. B, I've, I've got a larger following now.
Hmm.
C, I've had clients come back to me and say, that simple idea that you shared with us, we've implemented that idea, and it's made a massive difference. The business community in Peterborough knows more about A accountants now than it did 2 years ago. I'm being approached by local newspapers, magazines, business clubs to come and speak at their
Wow.
events. So it's really exploded, not just for our clients and our prospects, but also for my firm,
Yeah, it's
because
incredible.
we are now pretty much seen as the go-to accountant in Peterborough, alongside my good friend Simon Chaplin from Greenstones. So
Hmm.
both of us seem to be dominating the market in Peterborough at the moment,
Yeah, well
which is
done.
good because there's plenty of businesses, and having two avian firms, we can share ideas, which Simon and I do regularly.
Hmm.
At the same time, we can help more business clients have better businesses.
Yeah, and that's an interesting point. The fact that you see Simon not as a competitor, but someone that you can bounce ideas off and learn and share, which I guess is one of the. I know it's something that a lot of AVN members say. It's nice having it being part of something where you can learn from and
Yeah,
share with other accountants rather than treating everybody as a competitor. Yeah.
absolutely. I mean, initially, when I approached Simon, he was very open, very helpful, shared lots of ideas, and I think that was probably his investment in me, being the open and helping person he is. And the meeting that we have now is where I'm hopefully giving something back to Simon.
Yeah.
So I'm sharing my success with him. And as an example, Simon ran his first PMI seminar back in 2008, and since then he'd not run it. So I kind
Mm.
of pushed him and encouraged him to run a PMI seminar again. So back in February this year, Simon ran his second PMI seminar with Steve Pipe, and I was actually there.
Oh, right.
He was kind enough to allow me to sit in on the seminar, because obviously I was speaking at my PMI seminar in June, so I thought it'd be good for me to have a quick refresher. And
Sure.
Simon had around 60 odd people there, and it was a very successful event for him. So AVN members speaking to other AVN members and sharing ideas is fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's probably the best bit for me is being able to pick up the phone and ask questions to other members who've actually been through the journey,
Yeah. Yeah.
and that's priceless.
Okay, that's brilliant. Thank you. And we've got about 4 or 5 minutes left. So what I'd like to do is now is pick up on something you said earlier, which I thought was interesting. You said that you talked about the fact that you were very ruthless which I thought was an interesting comment when you talk about selling and giving up some of your client base. And the word that went through my mind when you described that was more brave, but also I think the other word that comes to mind when I think of you, Shaz, is that you're very focused, very determined. And one of the things that I know that you've spent a lot of time thinking about over the last couple of years is this whole issue of strategy. What's the right strategy for accountants? Thinking very much about ideal client profiles and being very focused. And I know that you're developing a niche and some stuff around that. Could you just talk through a bit about some of the things you're doing in the area of strategy and building a niche?
Yeah, I mean, the first thing that we actually did was we said we need to be very clear on our core purpose and our values. And Simon Sinek's video was very helpful in terms of that. So I sat down with the team and we came up with a clear strategy. But in fact, more than a strategy, our core message, which was to help our clients build better profits. With that, we had best part of 8 years of experience in terms of dealing with the smaller clients, the ones that Steve Pipe calls the BMWs. So we wanted to get away from them, and the only way that I saw we could get away with them was to have a formula which would help the bigger clients, the larger clients, because we needed to offer something to the marketplace out there which was different. So once we found out what we stood for, what we were about, and what our offer was, we then started targeting clients who we wanted to work with. So we had a very clear ideal client profile in terms of who they were, what type of businesses they were in, their turnover, their pain, their gain. I used Peter Thompson's avatar to help me with that, which was very useful. And since then, we've been very focused on the types of people we want to work with, and we're in a place now, really, Mark, where we choose our clients.
Wow.
Clients don't really choose us, and that's something very powerful. And that is because A, our offering is very good. B, we have a skip load of proof in terms of case studies, testimonials, video testimonials, which we can share with our prospects and our introducers. But more importantly is we get results, and we get results because we're very much focused on helping our clients be the best that they want to be. Has that kind of answered your question, or not really?
Yeah, no, it has. And I know you said right at the start, one of the things I thought was, I was fascinated. You said that your average fee per client now is in the region of, I forget the exact figure, but it's about 4.5.
4,950. Yeah.
4,950. That's
4,950.
That's incredible for a practice of your size. Where was that number perhaps 3 or 4 years ago? Where's that come from? How's it changed?
Okay, that before I actually joined AVN, that figure was probably, well, it wasn't probably, it was around £650.
650.
That was the £650. That was the average fee that we were charging, because we were taking everybody on. Whoever came through our doors, I cannot recall ever turning somebody away. So whether they were paying me £200 or £2,000, we were used to sign them up. And that, after having joined AVN, was a very clear indication that we were too cheap. Because if you're signing everybody up, then clearly there's an issue with pricing, which I learned from you. And thank you for that.
Thank you.
And having joined AVN, having changed our strategy, our average fee's gone up just under £5,000.
That's incredible. Yeah. And I know that you're focusing now on, or starting work on focusing on a particular niche. Tell me a bit about that.
Okay, so again, since joining AVN, because everything's changed since then, there were quite a few accountants like Rob Walsh who had a particular niche, and I was hunting for a niche for a while, and then someone kindly shared with me that rather than hunting for your niche, just wait and sit back and it will come to you. And about 6 months ago, I had a look at the day nursery centres and established that this is where my second passion was, because I'm very passionate about education, back in 2009, uh, I formed a local committee where about 22 of us opened up an independent school.
Right.
Uh, and I also work with a local charity helping young people uh, become better at what they do at schools. So education was something which was very close to my heart. And having studied the daycare sector, the day nursery sector, sorry, I established that this was a right fit for me. So I picked up a client who started up a day nursery from scratch. I helped them set up the day nursery in terms of branding, choosing the colors, helping them with their building work. I helped them with pretty much every single thing that they needed help with. I immensely enjoyed that experience, and then it came to me that this was the sector where I actually wanted to specialize in. A, because I'd spent the best part of 18 months helping this client start up their own day nursery, and B, it was about educating young babies, which is what I was passionate about, and C, because I enjoyed it so much, I thought, why not specialize in this particular sector? And I have my own book coming out, which is targeted
Wow.
towards this niche, which should be out in a couple of months' time,
Brilliant.
which I'm hoping to be selling on Amazon, and also I'll be sharing with Avian and yourself
That,
in time to
that's
come.
that's stunning, Shaz. That's really interesting hearing about how you found a niche. Really good story. Now I notice we're almost out of time together, and I just want to ask one last question, and that is. I'm fascinated about this idea that the fact that a few years ago you had lots and lots of clients with an average fee of £650. You're now very focused. You've got average fees of pretty almost £5,000 per client. What's life like now compared with a few years ago when you had lots of clients at 650? What's the change to your life?
Oh, life's fantastic, Mark, because coming to work wasn't really fun for me. Say 2.5, 3 years ago, because we had clients who were always moaning, groaning, because that was part of their profile. Debt was at £128,000, which was a big concern for me because although we were making profit, all that money was stuck with clients. I wasn't really able to go on holiday. Uh, I, 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 my bank was just about overdrawn. Life was hard, really. And since having made the change now, just after Christmas last year, I spent the best part of a week in Sharm el Sheikh, which is usually unheard of for accountants because, as you know, around that period and in January, most accountants are busy uh, preparing tax returns.
Yep.
We finished all our tax returns, and I took a break. Uh, we Debt is now, I think, at £58,000, and it by the end of this year, it'll probably be at 20 odd thousand pounds, which is a reasonable figure. So cash flow's better. I've been able to send both of my children to private school. One started last year, one started this year,
Wonderful.
and I've got more time to spend with my family and more time to spend on the things which are important to me and which I enjoy doing. And back in March, I purchased a new Porsche Panamera. So I hope that kind of sums up how life is now. It's
Sounds like,
fantastic.
yeah, it
Yeah.
sounds like a big change, a fantastic journey, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how that journey progresses over the next few years. Because I know that you're the sort of accountant that goes ahead and takes action, does things. You're very focused, as I've said, and it's been fun watching you over the last couple of years, and it's going to be even better, I think, seeing what happens next. I can't wait for the next instalment of the story. So
Yeah, thanks for that. I mean, it's going to get bigger and better. And I think if I was to share a message with some of your viewers, that is that in order for as accountants, we we have an onus on ourselves to help our clients build better businesses. And in order to do that, we first have to build our own business. So before you preach, you have to practice. And once you've practiced, you've been through the process, you can then not only demonstrate to your clients that you've done it, but you can actually share the experiences and the skills that you've picked up during that experience. And that really is invaluable. So you got to work on yourself before you work on others. And as Gandhi said, be the change you want to see.
That's an awesome message. Thank you for that. That's a great way to close this interview. So thank you so much for joining me on this interview. Thank you for sharing so much. And I look forward to talking to you again soon, Shaz. And take care for now. Goodbye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Wow, that was incredible. I learned so much, and I'm sure you did too. If you want to find out more, and if you'd like to join me and Steve Pipe at a productivity event, then you'll find a link below this video. So go and click on that link now. And can I ask you a favour? If you like this video, just spend a second or two just clicking on the like button below. I'd really appreciate that. Thank you and bye for now.